if this doesn't make you pause for a second. The woman now running one of the most powerful conservative youth organizations in the country started a charity in a Romanian city that was internationally known for trafficking investigations, partnered with the U.S. Marines over there, and grew up around homeland security and defense contractor circles, and eventually rose straight into national political leadership.
Goal with the Romanian, I believe that we all have angels in our lives. And these are my little angels from Antonio Placement Center in Constanța, Romania. Our goal with the Romanian Angels Project was to show these children the true American heart during the holiday season. And what better way to do that than having our United States military personally deliver the gifts?
That might all be a coincidence, but it's a lot of coincidence for one Erika Kirk. And if you're new here, real quick, I'm Lauren Paritra. This is my four-legged co-host and boss, Willa. She might be entering frame from time to time, demanding a ball toss. And we're going to ask you to take a moment to make sure you're subscribed, because we currently have a lead on Katie Miller, who is the wife of Stephen Little Bitch Miller. She married that pale white nationalist on purpose, and her podcast is gaining ground. And we've got to hold our base. We've got to hold space here. So we cannot, out of pure principle, let that woman gain any more traction on us. So every sub, every hype, every comment, every action, consider it an FU to MAGA and Katie and Stephen Little Bitch Miller. So I'm not saying that there's some hidden indictment waiting to drop. There isn't, that I know of. There are no public charges against Erika Kirk, and we do not have the legal coverage here. So just really focus in on that one, if you know what I'm saying. She has no criminal activity that we know of. That part matters. But when somebody ends up leading Turning Point USA, an organization with real influence on high school and college campuses and on conservative politics, it's fair to understand the path that got her there and the networks that surrounded her. So before politics, she was active in pageants and competed in Miss Arizona and Miss USA during the Trump era. As a teenager, she founded a nonprofit that later expanded into Romanian Angels, operating in Constanța, Romania. At the time, international media were reporting extensively on trafficking networks in that region. Running a charity in a troubled area does not equal wrongdoing. It can mean the opposite. Still, operating in a city under global scrutiny for trafficking while partnering with U.S. military personnel naturally raises questions about oversight and transparency. Then we get into her family background, which also draws attention. Public interviews indicate her mother worked for roles connected to homeland security and defense-related agencies. Her father reportedly led a branch of Raytheon in Israel, of all places, one of the largest defense contractors in the world. That places her upbringing adjacent to national security infrastructure. Again, none of that is illegal. It does, however, show proximity to powerful institutions that shape foreign policy and military ops. So things become more complicated when you look at the military partnership. In archived footage tied to her nonprofit work, she publicly thanked U.S. Marines for supporting the Romanian project.
Our goal with the Romanian, I believe that we all have angels in our lives. And these are my little angels from Antonio Placement Center in Constanța, Romania. Our goal with the Romanian Angels Project was to show these children the true American heart during the holiday season. And what better way to do that than having our United States military personally deliver the gifts?
Years later, Romanian media reported allegations involving misconduct connected to individuals at a nearby base. There is no public record tying Erika Kirk to those allegations. That distinction is important for our well-being, but from the outside, the pattern is really difficult to ignore. There's a trafficking hotspot, a defense contractor parent, we got homeland security adjacent connections, a military partnership overseas, a later rise into national conservative leadership. So without direct evidence, it stays in the realm of suspicion and theories, yet the stakes are higher because of her current role. So Turning Point USA influences young voters and campus politics nationwide. There are mandates in Texas and Florida for mandated Turning Point USA chapters on high school campuses. If its leadership has longstanding ties to defense and security circles, that shapes how people interpret the organization's priorities and alliances. That obstacle is the lack of documented proof of wrongdoing. The tension is in the presence of repeated institutional overlap. So we're going to slow it down for a second. Slow this all down and separate fact from interpretation. Here's what's established. Her nonprofit operated in Constantana, apologies for my pronunciation, where this region was dealing with trafficking investigations during that period. Her family worked in defense-related roles. Her charity partnered with U.S. Marines. What is not established is any criminal charge against her or her organization. So the conversation is not about proven crimes. It's about proximity to power and whether that proximity reflects a coinkydink or a larger ecosystem that tends to circulate influence within the same networks. Sometimes what makes people uneasy is not a specific accusation, but the density of these connections. And we're letting it breathe. This is why the discussion keeps resurfacing. Some people see these questions as unfair attacks. Others see them as basic accountability applied to somebody in a position of influence. At this point, there is no documented case tying Erika Kirk to trafficking operations. There is, however, a record of overlapping institutions that many people already distrust. Whether those overlaps are meaningful or incidental, we don't know. It's unresolved. But when politics and defense contractors and security agencies and Raytheon Israel and overseas military partnerships all intersect into one person's trajectory, and that one person is Erika Kirk, it is understandable that people would want clearer answers. And brushing off that curiosity outright does not make it appear any less concerning for Erika Kirk. And on that note, if this video has expanded your perspective or you want us to continue to dive deeper, we cannot do that without your support. Following and subscribing is free. Please take a moment to make sure you're subbed, share this video with a friend. We will keep diving into all things Kirkchella and Erika Kirk and all the funny business going down over here. And we're one of the very few people that are doing this that aren't part of the alt-right conservative movement. So we can't grow without your support. Let's get it done.